What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm D.Knight. Let's continue this hot streak.
Cause it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Yeah, it's game time and I'm ready. Game time and I'm ready. Can't stop my hustle. No, you can't stop my shine. I ain't come to make no friends. I just came to get what's mine.
And we are back with the Orioles franchise as we have started to get hot and find ourselves not necessarily in the AL East race, but importantly, the AL wildcard, as we only sit 2 games behind the Seattle Mariners. We did make a couple of changes last episode as we ended up bringing up Yanoa and Bundy and sending down Brooks and Gibson. So we actually did kind of get better. I mean, last month we were 17-11, but we were 17-5 in our last 22 games. But we did have a little bit of bad news as we ended up losing superstar Mookie Betts for the entire season, which just isn't going to be great. But we ended up being 10-1 since he got injured. So something ended up happening where we lit a fire under our butt. But for this episode, we do end up getting through June, which is draft month, so we will be getting through that as well. The games that I think I'm going to be showcasing is against the Pittsburgh Pirates, a 38-24, pretty good team. We haven't seen them before. Yeah, it's an NL team, but I mean, close proximity to Baltimore, so it's kind of a rivalry. I mean, I'll take it. But I'm not sure which of these 3 game set that we will show. Really depends on who's pitching in any of those. But other than that, let's get started. We do have to go through a sim a little bit. So the first game of the month, we have the Los Angeles Angels, which we ended up pretty much dominating. And then we beat them again yesterday or last episode, really. But we have Means going against Jaime Barrera. Let's get a win. We do. We win 6-1 as Means continues to get back on track with his second win of the season. Jaime Barrera with the loss. Now we look for the series sweep against Griffin Canning as we are tossing out Julio Teheran, who has had just a spectacular year for us. And we end up winning 5-1. But it is time for the 2021 first year player draft. So let's head into it. Alright, so round 1, we do have the 28th pick. And we don't have a round 2 pick. Ooh, we do have a competitive balance though, which, I mean, that works out. I don't mind that at all. As you can see, kind of our picks here, not much. So we do have actually kind of 2 first round picks because of the old competitive balance. Not exactly sure why we have that, but let's end up heading to our pick here. And okay, they're taking some good people. All right, not exactly sure who's going to be available. I mean, we did do a lot of good simming, and Steven Castro kind of jumped out to me. I mean, his per 9s look really, really good. But let me take a look at some of these guys that are position players. Pete Stewart doesn't look too bad. That's not terrible. Derek Levy, no, not bad. Diego Perez, his per 9s are pretty tight. But I think we're actually going to go with Steven Castro here. Yeah, he's 23, but he has really good potential. He could be in the majors. We do need some bullpen help. And I mean, a closer can end up being a relief pitcher anyway. And now let's go to our competitive pick, which that other third baseman that I kind of liked was taken already. So do we go with Diego Perez? I mean, we have so many really strong starting pitchers. I'm not sure if that's going to be the best idea. Lou Rice, I don't necessarily like his per 9s. How's Gustavo looking? Gustavo, not great. And neither is Kareem Ortiz. So I think Diego Perez is going to have to be our guy. Yes, another lefty arm, but I mean, look at the velocity. His per 9s, other than hits, are pretty decent. And I mean, 22, so it's not like it's terrible. But let's end up picking Diego Perez here in this situation. And we got him, and now we have a good ways to wait. Ooh, a 55 potential went off the board. Not looking too good for your guys and your scouts. All right, let's keep it going. 28th, round 3. Let's see if there's any 80 potential guys remaining. And of course, Lou Rice is still there. I mean, do we go and get him? I mean, is he really going to be that good? I mean, his per 9s aren't terrible. So, you know what? We're going to take Lou Rice. Yeah, another older guy, but he's the only one that we're sure is an 80 potential, which is probably going to be like a mid-B, probably around there somewhere. Usually only the blue chip prospects are A potential guys, and we didn't really have a choice with them. So now we don't have any 80 potential guys right off the bat. Josh Garrett doesn't look too bad as a shortstop, but I have so many shortstops. How's Matt Mackey look? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that is not going to be true. So we do have Duncan Sand, Logan Cardwell, Rob Scruggs as 75 potential, so they could be a low B, high C. And I mean, this guy's fully scouted. His per 9s look pretty good. Good velocity, good break. He actually could be pretty good. And he's only 19, so he's got a long way to go. I think we're going to take Rob Scruggs here. We're going to continue to try to develop a little bit of bullpen arms, because that's what we really need. I mean, I really kind of want a second baseman, but there wasn't really any good second basemen out there. And I mean, we have so many shortstops, so I guess it's not going to be too crazy. But really the only two guys that, I mean, do I have anybody else scouted, or is everybody's gone? Yeah, bless it. All right, well, I think we're gonna just take Matt Mackey here just on a whim. Again, doesn't look too bad. We know it's probably not going to be that way, but let's take Matt Mackey. We're going arm heavy in this draft. I mean, I definitely want to build up our arms, definitely our bullpen. Ooh, we are running out of people very, very quickly here. We got a left fielder, a shortstop. There's a couple 19-year-olds, 18-year-old. Oh, oy. That guy's looking a little bit rough. Oliver Lopez, okay, not looking too bad. And Mac Louis, yeah, I wish that was true. I'm not gonna say that it is. You know what? We're gonna go. He's 19 years old. Maybe he does have some good potential. If not, he doesn't get signed, and it has come to the end. So we have the end of the regular season to take a look at who we got. But let's end up taking a look. Let's see who we got. So Steven Castro, 75 overall with 90 potential, so he's actually a potential arm, so that is perfect. That is exactly what we're looking for. He's going to be a very good bullpen arm for us. Diego Perez, 69 overall, 88 potential. Okay, I mean, that's a high B. That could be a low A by the time he's done developing. Lou Rice, actually a mid B with 63 overall, so he doesn't look too shabby. Rob Scruggs doesn't even look too shabby. 72 overall, mid B. Matt Mackey, not looking too great, so he's probably not going to end up making the team. And Mac Lewis, I'm so sorry, my man, but that potential is not going to get you signed here with the Orioles. You're going to have to find yourself into the free agency pool. But let's end up going through even more here. So we did end up winning. Tehran gets his 6th win of the season. Let's get past the third, and now we have a 3-game homestand against the Boston Red Sox, which really is a 6-game homestand, but our first 3 is against the Red Sox. We got Yanoa versus Price, and we end up getting another win. Yanoa really bringing down that ERA. He's starting to get hot. He's starting to feel it. And I mean, beating up on the Red Sox is always good. We're 34-30. I mean, that's not terrible. And now Bundy versus Sale. I mean, Bundy, we win again. Oh my God, we are super hot as Bundy gets his 3rd win of the year and brought down his ERA just a little bit. And we beat up on Sale once again. And now to the 3rd game. We got Minor versus Eduardo Rodriguez, and Minor has just been awesome. We end up losing 5-4. Michael Givens actually ended up getting the loss. Wonder if he blew yet another save, but we'll take a look at that. Let's get past the bye date there. We need to rest up a little bit. And now we got Means versus Kluber in a 43-23. Really good Cleveland Indian team. Can Mean continue his hot streak? He ends up getting his 3rd win of the year. So we end up winning 2-1 against Corey Kluber. And now to the second game, we got Clevenger, who has a 1.3 ERA. Good Lord. Against one of our best pitchers, Julio Teheran. And Teheran has torn his groin. He is out 1 to 2 months. We're going to put him on the 15-day IL because, I mean, maybe he comes back in that 1 month range. We want to. But we end up losing 5-4. Tommy Hunter will suffer the loss. Tyler Olson will get the win. But I do have to end up making some changes, so I'll see you guys here in a second. So we end up calling up Kyle Gibson. He has been kind of dominant down there in AAA. Give him another shot here in the majors. If he doesn't do well, if he can't lower his ERA, then we end up going to Aaron Brooks and try that experiment out again. So we end up heading to the 3rd game of the series where we have Yanoa going against Shane Bieber. We've suffered a lot of big injuries here, but it does look like we end up getting a win, but we do have a trade offer from the Dodgers, which they want to give us Kenta Maeda, who is C, for Bruce Maxwell, and my catcher situation is pretty horrid at the time. But we do win 5-4. We beat Miguel Castro gets the win. Brad Hand ends up getting the loss. And now we have a good stint away from Camden Yards as we have 9-game road trip. But our first stop is in Toronto against the 23-47 Blue Jays. We have Bundy on the mound versus Trent Thornton. We end up losing, and it kind of looks like Richie Martin has sustained an injury, so we're going to keep him active. So Bundy ends up getting beat up just a little bit, raises ERA a little bit, and Trent Thornton will end up getting the win. But I have to go fix some minor league lineups. Alright, so back in Toronto, we have Minor versus Reed Foley. We need to salvage the series a little bit. We end up losing 11-3, and Josh Rogers will end up having a fractured wrist. He's going to be out about a month or two, and we just called him up from AA to AAA, so that is a little bit of a shame. And then Richie Martin is no longer injured, but we end up losing 11-3 as Minor finally has a bad outing, but I'm not too worried about it. He's been pitching great. But now we have to head into a rubber game and get the Blue Jays off our bat. All right, to game 3 we go. Means versus Horace Nesterov. Means can continue getting better. I like that. We at least salvage one out of that series, as Means will end up getting his 4th win. His ERA creeping to around 4. Hopefully it can get underneath. It's definitely a very interesting season for us. And now Gibson will get his chance to come back against the 37-34 Cincinnati Reds and Alex Wood. And we end up winning 9-3, and another big injury, damaged knee cartilage. He's going to be out about 1 to 2 months, so we're going to put him on the 10-day IL. So another injury in AAA. Everybody's getting hurt, but a good game there by Kyle Gibson. Definitely got his ERA down, so maybe it was the right thing to do. And now seeing if we can get a good 2-game sweep here against the Reds. We got Yanoa going against Hunter Green, and another injury. Shoulder separation for Brett Cumberland. 2 to 3 months. That's a 60-day IL stint. What is going on? Hey, we actually got a win, though. Yanoa with his 5th win of the year with that sweet 3.63 ERA ends up beating Hunter Green. Now we head to Detroit for a 4-game set. We got Bundy going against Michael Fulmer. Wonder if he's still their ace. And Dylan Bundy will be injured with forearm tightness. That is fantastic. And we end up losing 7-3. Bundy will get the loss. His ERA still not anywhere where I want it to be. And now to game 2. We have Minor going against Casey Mize, one of those top prospects. And we lose 8-3. All of a sudden we are getting cold. Minor with the loss. Mize ends up getting the win. And now to game 3. We need to win this game here. It's Means versus Norris. We don't want to get swept by a team that is 31-46, and we do not want to lose the series to the same thing. So Means, can you get us back on track? David Hess is injured. We're going to keep him active. Dylan Bundy is no longer injured. We can get him back, and we end up winning 6-1 as Means has definitely turned around his season ending up Daniel Norris has his 10th loss of the season. And now to try to earn the split here in Detroit, we got Gibby going against Franklin Perez. We do end up winning 4-3. Ty Block will end up getting the win in relief, beating out Blaine Hardy. And now we end up going back home for a 6-game homestand. Our first is a 3-game set against the 37-41 Tampa Bay Rays. We have Yanoa going against Yarborough. We end up losing 2-0. Can't really give Yanoa shame on that. That's just a good pitching performance by Yarborough. Ends up putting us down. And now to game 2, Bundy versus Yanni Chiernos. And I mean, Bundy is kind of borderline just not getting it done for us. And we end up losing 6-0. I do think that Bundy's ERA went down a tittle bit, or it might have went up a tittle bit, but it's pretty much the same exact as Chirinos. Ends up just dominating us as we haven't scored a run in 2 games. And now we have Minor versus McKay. Can Minor get back into his winning ways? I mean, his ERA is great. And we end up losing anyway. And Tehran is eligible to be reinstated, but he's still hurt 1 to 2 months, so we're going to keep him on the 15-day IL. Minor will end up getting his 4th loss, and now his ERA has peaked over the 3 limit, as McKay will end up getting the win. And now we stay home for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they are 50-31 and looking awfully good this year. We got Means versus Williams, Musgrove versus Gibby. And who is our last matchup? It's going to be Yanoa versus Archer. Haven't watched Yanoa yet this year, so I think that's the game that we're going to do, the 3rd of the 3-game set. So Means versus Trevor Williams. Are we able to kind of stop this losing streak? No, and our offense still hasn't showed up as Trevor Williams dominated us. Means we'll get his 6th loss of the year, but his ERA is still looking pretty good. And to game 2, we have Gibby versus Musgrove, another pitcher that has just a real decent ERA over there for the Pirates. But Gibby has been hot. Can he stop the losing streak? And okay, Josh Rogers, yep, keep him on there. We end up winning 1-0. Gibson, okay, making himself known that he is a turnaround prospect. I like it, but even after these strong starts, his ERA is still ugly at 6.1. But this is the game that we're going to be jumping into, Yanoa versus Archer. Orioles versus the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are 51-32. They are looking awfully good. Let's get a quick little standings update. We still currently sit in 2nd place at 43-40, but we are 8 games behind the Yankees. So that is tough, and we are in a 2-way tie for the last wild card spot with the Astros. I mean, to tell you the truth, after our start, I mean, it's kind of surprising that we're even like hunting for this last wild card spot. But hey, we're doing it, even with all the injuries and the Mookie Betts injury, which is crazy. Our ERA, team ERA is 4. Our team average is 257, so you can kind of see that our pitching has definitely turned it around. And now our hitting is struggling as the Royals stand up there with a 3.7, 269. Oh my, 52-32. Good grief. That team is awfully good. But let's head to Camden Yards. Let's face the Pittsburgh Pirates and Chris Archer. Is Gabriel Yanoa able to continue his hot streak? Let's jump in.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Today we've got a good matchup ahead between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles. Interleague Baseball, next. Gabriel Yanoa gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Well, this guy's kind of unique. How about a 5-pitch repertoire that he has? That gives him a lot of options for both righties and lefties. And if he's on, he could be really tough to hit.
Hitting in just 3 of their last 9 games.
Hey, thanks, Matty. Hey, you know what, D-Roll? Try to get on a kind of a little mini winning streak here. Losing the first game of this series, winning game 2, and hopefully winning this series by pulling one out here today.
Yeah, Dan, they were able to shower that first loss off in the first game of this series and had a nice bounce back.
1-2, here it comes. Line drive to left. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit.
Man, I watched Chipper Jones for years, one of the best switch hitters of all time. Work on his craft under the tunnel. It's not easy to put the time in, but bottom line is
The 1-0 delivery. A bullet to first base. And the runner gets back. No double play. Line drive base hit into the left center field gap. Tucker rounds the corner and is headed home. And he's safe at the plate as they take the lead.
Well, with 2 away, the man on first, he was moving on contact, and he got a great jump and comes all the way around the score on that double. Always nice to snag the early lead, and they've done it here.
Scoring position.
And that misses, ball 4. So it's first and second now with 2 out.
That's a good pitch to take a hack at right there. Change up in the zone.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. But the Pirates get a run here on the RBI double. On to the bottom of the first. It's now 1-0 Pittsburgh. Chris Archer gets the assignment for the rubber match in this series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win.
Line to the right side. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
no mistake what he was sitting on. Fastball, middle of the plate, kept his hands back, stayed through the baseball, and delivers a hard hit line drive.
Now the 3-2 pitch. And he will take ball 4. First and second now with nobody out. Working for the punch out and the offering. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Reynolds arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out. And a daring move there pays off as he'll make it into third on the fly ball to left. From the belt, the pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time.
Now he extends nicely, and this ball driven to right field and deep. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. One more look at the final out. A teeth rattler if ever there was one. More to come on the show Sunday Baseball after this. The 0-2 once more. It's the top of the zone. He struck him out looking.
Just flat out froze him there. Nothing too deceptive about that 4-seam fastball, so I think he wasn't expecting it at all.
Number 16.
A windup and the 0-2 pitch. Oh, and he can't catch up to the fastball as he swings and misses for the second out.
2 up, 2 down on strikes in this inning. He looks really sharp out there, guys.
The first baseman, Alex Avila.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And just a masterful job of pitching here as he strikes out the side in order. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. Not too shabby. We're back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this. Swing and a ball lifted in the air toward the line and right. Martin is over to his left as he snags this one for the first out of the inning. A little late on this one as it's lifted the other way down the left field line. And that'll get down for what should be extra bases. And he's in there easily at second with a one-out double.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants them to be so far this year, but you never know by that swing. He looked fluid and confident, driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him.
This one's down to third. He's got it. Throw gets him. 2 down. Waved at and missed for the third out. Not much of a chance at hitting that one, and the inning is over. 1 left for the Orioles. They still trail 1-0. Now the 3-2 pitch. Slapped hard the opposite way, but this is gloved over there at first as he was in the right spot at the right time. 1 away. Now here it comes. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Legs churning. He's headed for second. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
You'd think they'd stop pitching to this guy by now. He's been torching them all weekend, and he stays hot here with another extra base hit. They'll be happy when this series is over, so they don't have to deal with this dude anymore.
And there's ball 4 as this one gets away a bit. The 1-2. Ground ball to second. This could be 2. To second for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. 1 left for Pittsburgh. They lead it 1-0.
Welcome back. As the Orioles look to get the offense going here in the third, this is a lineup that has had its struggles this season. Hitting for power has been a real issue as they rank near the bottom of the league in slugging percentage. One of their coaches told me, we have to be creative with how we try to generate offense because hitting the ball out of the park isn't a big part of our game. That's something we need to improve upon, but for now, we have to look for other ways to score.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Scooped up. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play.
Right there, he basically spiked that one right into the dirt, and now he has to find the zone on a 3-2 pitch.
Lifted down the line in left. Left fielder giving chase. He makes the running play. 2 down. 1-2. Base hit, line drive into the corner.
Today, he's got all 4 corners locked in, and now he's raising eye levels to boot.
Oh, and this ball is absolutely blasted high and deep, and wow, that got out onto Utah Street. A 2-run shot that time for Mike Moustakas. 19th home run for him on the season, and the Orioles surge ahead 2-1.
Hey, that's the price you pay right there when you try and sneak a fastball past this guy. Power hitter, and every power hitter in the league knows you got to start with the numero uno, number 1, man. You got to get on the heater and adjust to everything else.
Line shot to second, but it's caught and the side is retired. But the Orioles strike for 2 thanks to the 2-run home run. We played 3 full, 2-1 Baltimore. Here's a fastball that he shoots on into left center, and that'll fall for a base hit. Oh, and this ball is absolutely blasted. High and deep. Way out of here as it bangs off the gate. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. Home run number 9 on the year as the Pirates now take a 3-2 lead.
There's still some game left to be played, but that one swing could end up being a deciding factor in this one.
hits and no errors so far for the Pirates. Ripped on the ground to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the...
Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. On the screws to shortstop, but caught to retire the side. But the Pirates do get a couple here on this 2-run home run. Bottom of the 4th coming up, and Pittsburgh's taking a 3-2 lead. The 1-2. This is line to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky.
3-2 is our score. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Marte going back into the bleachers and gone. Solo shot to right center. Number 11 for him on the season. And the Orioles have come back to tie this one at 3.
You don't see this very often off of this starting pitcher. This guy's not used to giving up some bombs, so I'm sure that'll be a wake-up call, and he'll start throwing some better pitches.
Set to deliver the 0-1. Swing hard liner to left center. That's his first base hit. Make him 1 for 2 now.
Pitcher went to the well one too many times. Back-to-back fastballs. Hitter was able to keep his hands through, deliver a nice line drive.
Now the 1-0. In the air out to left. Reynolds is there to put it away, and the runner will be forced to retreat back to first. On its way is pitch number 75. Oh, now here's a drive out to the alley. Mullins rounds third and is digging for the plate. And he's safe at the plate as they take the lead. And now time is called here as their pitching coach is going to pay a quick visit to the mound to discuss how they want to attack things here. Line drive to center field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. So it's 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. We played 4 full. The O's lead this thing 4-3. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Right fielder is on the run, but he can't make the play as it finds the outfield grass.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Into the box, Cole Tucker. And a pitch takes off inside, and it gets away. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw. And costly as the runner will move into scoring position now. 1-0 pitch on the way. And the runner's breaking for third. Pitch outside. The throw. Not in time as he just does get in there ahead of the throw.
And to me, they just can't let guys get lead like that, especially knowing that the guy behind the plate.
And he takes ball 4, so he's on. And as you know, that often means the steal could be in order here. From the stretch. Pulled toward right center field. Catch made here in medium deep right center, and the runner's breaking from third. And the tying run will score on the sacrifice fly as it's now a 4-4 ball game. Ty Block enters to make an appearance on the mound as he inherits a runner at first with 1 out in the inning. Off-speed pitch, and there is strike 3 called. And boy, that zone just got a bit larger, 2 away.
Well, no preferential treatment there. Sometimes we see great hitters have their calls go their way on close pitches, but not this time. I think that was actually a good take, but on 2 strikes, anything that close can go.
To the plate now, Jason Martin. He offers at it and hits it in the air to left. Left fielder is on the move. He gets there to make the catch, and that ends the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. Home half of the 5th coming up, and we are tied 4-4. Another full count pitch home. And that misses ball 4 now. It's a leadoff walk to get the home half of the 5th underway. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. But this is speared by the first baseman, and they'll run him down and tag him out between first and second. A double play.
The third baseman.
3-2 pitch. On the screws to shortstop, but caught to retire the side. Nothing doing this time around for the O's. 5 innings complete. This ball game's even at 4-4. The next 3-2. Checked his swing there, and did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire, so it's ball 4. Has a look, now the pitch. Runner goes for second. He swings and misses, throw down. In time as he just gets the tag down.
Well, he showed a lot of patience to work out that walk, but it got erased pretty quickly. Always hate to give outs away on the base pass, especially when you've gotten on base for free.
Takes this the other way to right, and that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1-for-3 game so far. Well, when you're going as well as he is, not even a 2-strike count is going to get in your way.
Yeah, Matt, he's having a monster season, well over 300 right there.
The 0-1 pitch. Drilled on the ground to short, and that gets through for a 1-out base hit.
He doubled up on that one, Danny. Back-to-back changeups. Nice job by the batter right there, staying on that pitch.
Tell you, that's one of the things that this pitcher will do, though, Mark. His changeup is so good, he's not afraid to throw it back.
On the ground to short. This could be 2. 1 there. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Pirates leave 1. Through 5.5, we're tied at 4. Dario Agrizal enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 67.
2. That one wasn't even close. I don't know anyone that would have swung at that pitch.
Lifted in the air out towards left center. Marte on the move, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out. Ground ball right into the shift. Fielded cleanly, and that's the 2nd out. Now the 3-2 pitch. This is swung on and popped up, crossing into foul territory now behind third. Kang has got it, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Orioles. 6 innings are in the books, all square, 4-4. This is line to left, and that's in for his 2nd hit of the afternoon. So we'll see if they have something in the works here with the leadoff hitter aboard and a guy that can really handle the bat in the number 2 spot.
Chalk up another multi-hit game for this guy. He is absolutely on fire. He's been on a nice hot streak as of late, and I don't see it ending anytime soon.
Trying to get that go-ahead run to scoring position now as he puts this one down. There's one. Throw on to first won't be in time, so they just get the 1 there. The 1-0. Runners on the move for second. Bouncer to the left side. And right to the spot the shortstop just vacated. A base hit. And he is in there at third as the possible go-ahead score.
That was a nasty sinker right there. Sometimes you get a little luck on the offensive side. Definite ground ball with eyes right there.
Tanner Scott makes the mound to try to get out of this mess. There are 2 on with only 1 away.
Tanner.
This is on the ground over to first. The second for 1. On to first, and talk about doing the job out of the bullpen. 1 batter, 2 outs, and the inning is over. Oriole bullpen does the job. On now to the bottom of inning number 7, and we are tied 4-4. And he lays off ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here. Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the 2-seamer, and that's out number 1.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things.
Popped up. Tucker is there. 2 down. The 1-0 home. Now here's a swing and a ground ball for Frazier at second. On to first, and this will remain a tie ball game as the inning is over. Orioles leave 1. This game's all tied at 4. Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2.
Oh, man, he's been absolutely getting overmatched at the plate the last couple of games. That's his 5th strikeout in this series alone. So clearly this pitching staff, they figured out how to attack this guy. We'll see if he can make any adjustments.
He's set. The 0-1. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Mullins is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. Still all square at 4 apiece. The 2-2 one more time. Now a swing and a deep drive to right. And gone. An absolute bomb. A solo shot here to straightaway right field as they've taken a 1-run lead.
That's a big-time bomb right there. It's about time now for the closer to get ready and slam the door on this one.
To the plate now, Renato Nunez.
The third baseman.
High in the air down the right field line. Martin is over near the stands as he makes the catch for the first out. And this is taken here for ball 4. Just the 2nd walk he's allowed into his 8th inning of work. The 3-1 pitch. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. And it's gone. So a 2-run shot to left center, his 2nd home run of the game, and it's now 7-4. Brandon Weldon answers the call now, looking to get this one onto the 9th inning without any trouble.
Brandon Weldon.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
I like how he worked him backwards for that strikeout there. He wasn't showing the fastball early in the at-bat, but then went back-to-back once he had the hitter down in the count. Here, he's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
And he takes ball 4, so a good job out of the 9-hole in getting on base as we go back to the top of the orders. And he misses again, ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on ball. Hit out towards second, reined in, and an underhanded throw is in time for out number 3. So 2 home runs in the inning lead to 3 runs on the scoreboard. We've played 8 full. It's the Orioles 7 and the Buccos 4. Michael Givens comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Number 60, Michael Givens.
17 inches for you to pull a trigger. A walk is as good as a knock right here.
And this pitch misses here. It's ball 4, and they've got a leadoff base runner aboard to start the 9th. 0-2 count, and the pitch. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good. And this is swung on and missed, and boy, they took care of a key man there. 1 away. A swing and a liner to left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. The runner scores from second, and they inch a little bit closer. That makes it 7-5 now.
Up next for Pittsburgh.
Popped him up. Nunez in foul ground. He's got it, and there are 2 down now. It's 76 on their feet in Baltimore. And he struck him out for out number 3. So that'll wrap things up here as they leave the possible tying run stranded at first.
Yeah, he does surrender 1 run, so it wasn't a flawless performance. But in this game, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be good enough to win, and he was.
7-5 how today's comes to an end. The O's crossed the plate 3 times in the 8th, helping propel them to the win. Tanner Scott claims the win out of the pen, his first. Michael Givens wraps it up for the save, his 19th of the campaign. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
And the Orioles end up beating the NL Central leaders, the Pirates, 7-5. They had 11 hits to our 9. Our pitching wasn't spectacular, but was good enough to win. But it was really our hitting that stood out to us today. Player of the game was Chan Cisco. He was 3 for 4, 2 home runs, and a double. I do think that maybe Moustakas should have actually been the player of the game. He was 2 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. He pretty much gave us the lead there in the bottom of the 8th. And then, Chan Cisco followed that up with a home run as well. So, give or take either one. Robert Hinckley was 2 for 4 with a double RBI. He's looking real good, making a real strong case for Rookie of the Year. Trey Mancini, 1 for 3. On the other side for the Pirates, Cole Tucker, 3 for 4, double RBI and a run scored. Real good looking young player there. Kevin Kramer, 1 for 3, home run, 2 RBI. Starling Marte, 2 for 5 with a run scored. And Adam Frazier, 1 for 3, RBI. Now, Michael Givens did come in the 9th, gave up a solo shot. I'm not sure if I'm completely feeling him. He's definitely just not able to really get good strikes. Falls behind in the counts and then gives up beach balls like he did in the 9th there. So hopefully he's able to turn it around, but I don't think I'm quite giving up yet. So definitely a good effort there in that rubber game against the Pirates. And we end up taking 2 of 3 from them. Very good team, very good hitting team, very young team as well. But we do have a 3-game set here against Tampa Bay to kind of fill out June. So let's jump into that. We have Bundy on the mound versus Yanni Chernos. And Tampa Bay swept us last week, so maybe a little bit scary, but let's see if we can't get a win here in the first game. And Devlin Granberg has sustained a bruised arm, but that's nothing too serious, so we're going to keep him active. We end up losing 5-4. Harvey will end up getting the loss. Colin Posh will end up getting the win. And now to game 2. Can we beat the Rays? I mean, is this something that can happen? We're going against Brendan McKay, who has a 7 ERA, going against Mike Minor, who hasn't necessarily been 100% sharp, but just over the 3 line, and Granberg's no longer injured, and the Yankees are offering us a trade, but I already saw that we lost again. The Rays, man, they are just pretty much dominating us. Tommy Canley, 31. Seaton, I don't think so. Martin Zager's actually pretty freaking good. I should have even looked at that. So we ended up losing 7-4 as Minor struggles continue. He is now 6-5 on the season with 3.48. And Brendan McKay has actually beat us back-to-back times. So that guy's looking pretty good. And now to the third game. Can we stop this skid? Can we stop losing to the Rays? We got John Means, who's finally turning it around against their ace, Blake Snell. And it looked like we lost again. We have lost 6 straight games to the Tampa Bay Rays. So they're actually going to leapfrog us there in the AL East. Michael Givens ended up getting the loss. I wonder if he blew another save. Because if he did end up blowing another save, I think it is time to make a change. And that's pretty much all of June. So there is July's schedule for you guys. We have a tough set against the Yankees. Ooh. The Yankees, how are they looking? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're looking good. 53-33. We got the Marlins, who are struggling. The A's, which are around 500. Good Brewers team. I wouldn't mind checking them out. We still haven't really seen the Blue Jays. There's Rangers, and then we play the Blue Jays again. Maybe we'll jump into going to Toronto and actually watching that game. But that's kind of the schedule. Any games you want to see, just put them in the comments below. We'll talk about them, and we'll get it all figured out. But we currently stand at 44-43 and now fall a full game behind the Rays for second in the AL East. But how is our wild card standings? We are 3 games out. Definitely a struggle bus of the season. I mean, we did lose our superstar, Mookie Betts. So, I mean, we're battling at least. But we need to make the playoffs. There's just no other bottom line to it. We have to be able to dig deep. We cannot continue to lose to the Tampa Bay Rays. And, I mean, we got the Yankees there staring up at their 53-33 record. And, ooh, they're actually struggling here in the last 10. But let's take a look at our stats for the majors. So for our lineup, Robert Hinckley making a real strong case for Rookie of the Year this year. 289, 13 home runs, 32 RBIs. He's looking real good, getting that playing time. Dwight Smith, 253, 9 home runs, 35 RBIs. I'm kind of on the fence about him because I have so many good outfielders down in the minors. Trey Mancini, 275, 12 home runs, 58 ribbies. He needs to really kind of pick it up with Mookie being out. Moose has actually picked it up, 279, 20 homers, 61 RBIs. He's looking for a 40 home run, 100 RBI season. That would be huge. And I wasn't even sure if I was planning on re-signing him this offseason. Reno, 259, 10 home runs, 34 RBIs. Nothing too crazy here, really in his full-time starting. Arcia, 242, 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. So he's actually starting to pick up here a little bit. Chance Sisco, we actually got to watch him hit 2 home runs, hitting 227, 12 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's definitely having a bounce back year, which is great. But it's probably a little bit just a little bit too late. That's just what it is with Adley Rutschman. Cedric Mullins has been the surprise of this year, hitting 312, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. He is looking really good, which is great because now I believe in him again. And DJ Stewart, 213, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. Not looking like he's going to be the answer out in left field. Stevie Wilk, 265, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. Maybe he should be getting the starts out there in left. JT Riddle, 226, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Pretty good for our utility guy. Hanser trying to recover, 250, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. Nothing too crazy there. Austin Wins for our backup catching, 194, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He's doing better than Pedro Severino, so we got to give him that. And as for our rotation, Mike Minor is super cold. He's 6-5, 3.48 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, but his numbers still look really good, so I still believe in him. John Means has finally turned his season around. 5-6, 3.77 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, so maybe he's starting to get back on track. Kyle Gibson, we already know, is turning it around. 3-5, 6.1 with a 1.46 WHIP. But those numbers are imploded because of that first month where he struggled mightily. Gabriel Yanoa has done back-to-back really good months for us. 5-3, 3.69 ERA, 1.2 WHIP. Very excited to see him continue to progress here. I mean, he didn't make the team because of a poor spring training, but has changed my mind very quickly. Dylan Bundy, 3-6, 4.45 ERA, 1.47 WHIP. That's pretty much where he is along those lines of his career. So nothing great, nothing bad. I might end up sending him down and just pretty much staying away with him. Ty Block, 4-1, 4.0 with a 1.51 WHIP. Not quite doing the Ty Block numbers that we saw last year, but they're still relatively solid. I mean, 84 innings pitched already. Our starters need to go longer in games. Hunter Harvey, 4-3, 4.8 with a 1.8 WHIP. I mean, for a 65 overall, I mean, that isn't terrible. I'm just hoping that he continues to progress and gets better. Blyer does exactly what Blyer always does. 3-1, 1.16 with a 0.6 WHIP. You, sir, are outstanding. Thank you for holding our bullpen together. Castro, 2-0, 3.45, 1.15 WHIP, so he's looking pretty good. You continue doing your thing, young man, and we'll do everything we can. Tanner Scott has actually opened up my eyes. He is looking really, really sharp. 1-1, 0.87 ERA, 0.97 WHIP. We saw him there in the showcase game just mowing people down. I think he had a perfect 8th inning. I mean, go ahead, man. You do your thing. Tommy Hunter, 2-2, 4 ERA, 1.42 WHIP. Getting older, continuing to battle. I mean, 4 ERA isn't terrible. Aradis Vizcaino, 3.06 ERA, 0.85 WHIP. I mean, he's looking better than Michael Givens, so we'll give him that. And then Givens with a 5.88 ERA, 1.8 WHIP, and he has blown his 6th save. So I do believe that we are going to make a change in our closer role. We're probably going to be giving it to Aradis Vizcaino. Maybe even having Castro or Blyer set up, I'm not sure. Or we might give it to Givens. I haven't really made up my mind yet. Now it is time for the minor league report. So the Tides have actually, they've been slumping here in the last 10, but I mean, actually had a really good month. They're 43-35 and are currently in first place in the International League South. And then for the Bay Sox are 38-40. They dropped below 500. But again, we've been picking from our minor leagues here all season. So I can see how there's probably a lot of inconsistencies. But, I mean, you guys got to win. We have some really good farm systems. Bay Sox, I'm sorry. We've pretty much rattled you completely. And the Tides, at least you're getting younger. I mean, we're bringing up some older guys. Let's talk hitting stats here for the Tides. Caden Grenier, 284, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. He was actually hitting 350 at the beginning of this month, so he's slumping a little bit, but I really am paying attention to him. He is looking good, and I mean, making the jump to AA to AAA and still hitting very well in 100 at-bats. I'm paying attention. His overall is probably not quite where it needs to be a second baseman for us. So Moose maybe gets another contract. Austin Hayes, 291, 4 home runs, 30 RBIs. Attaboy, he's looking good. Yusniel, 295, 12 home runs, 32 RBIs. He might be the reason that we decide to go away from Dwight Smith. We will have to see. Rio, 238, 12 home runs, 27 RBIs. Again, the power is there. The average is not. Adley, 258, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs. I mean, he's looking sharp, but I mean, nothing that stands out that's like he needs to be in the majors right now. So Francisco's job might be safe at the current time, but I doubt it. We're probably going to have to bring up Adley at some point. Santander, 241, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. I wish he was doing as good as he's doing in real life. RD Navarro, 257, 7 home runs, 26 RBIs. He's starting to actually get some starts here, get some at-bats. And, I mean, the average is decent, power is decent, so he could be somebody. I mean, that overall is beautiful, but everything else needs to come together. Reinheimer, 245, home run, 15 RBIs. He's not really a power bat, but you need to have a little bit better average to be up here in the majors. And Mountcastle, 228, 9 home runs, 27 RBIs. Again, he goes super cold. Like, I need this guy up. I mean, I believe in him. His overall is looking good, but his average and his power is nothing where it needs to be here in AAA. Bruce Maxwell, 176, 3 RBIs. People want you, man. I don't really know why. You haven't really showed me anything. Richie Martin is finally healthy, so we can slide him back into shortstop here. Sitting 205, 14 RBIs. Again, your defense is great, but hitting is where it's at in today's major league. So sorry, but not sorry. Jesmiel Valentin, 120. He got called up from AA Bowie just because of all the injuries, and obviously he's not ready to be in AAA. But I didn't want to take away from my Bowie starters. I want them to get a lot of playing time. Anderson Feliz, 216, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. I need to see that average get better before I can really start you again. As for the Bay Sox, Chris Cheek, 287, 12 home runs, 34 RBIs. He's doing exactly what I need him to do. He probably should be up in AAA right at this point. But, I mean, 78 overall. He's going to be at 80 overall by the end of the season. This guy is good, and he's going to be very, very good for us in the future. Cedric Mullins, I don't know if I want to go away from him. Maybe Chris Cheek is our left fielder, our right fielder. I mean, Mookie's our right fielder, but if Mookie's going to get hurt for the entire season, then Chris Cheek, it's all you. Sergio Fiera, 252, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's slumping right now, but, I mean, this is a shortstop I'm paying attention to, and he's looking awfully good. Gustavo Sandoval, 247, 8 home runs, 38 RBIs. With your attributes, you should probably be doing a lot better than that, but, I mean, I can't complain. He plays very, very well. Logan Wyatt, after a slow start, hitting 265, 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. He's looking pretty good. Mackenzie Yamashita, who ended up getting the starting role because of Cumberland's injury. He's hitting 158, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. So nothing too crazy there, but it's showing why he should probably not be a starting catcher for AA yet. Martin Zager, 248, 11 RBIs. Not too bad. I mean, his overall is still very, very low. Still a very developmental project, but the guy can play at least. Brendan Otto, who ended up getting called up because of injuries, hitting 148, not really looking that great. I mean, his overall, he's not ready to be in AA yet. Darren Underwood, 229, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Okay, nothing too crazy there. Dave Dissian, 219, 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Another guy that's probably not quite ready for AA, but is up here because of injury concerns. David Bay, 105 with a 47 overall. I mean, we had to put somebody there. It is what it is. Devlin Granberg, 207, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs. Looks like he's kind of healthy. We might have to get his stick back in the lineup. Guadalupe Valdez, 222, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Just need that average to go up. Maybe you should be starting right now, but who knows. And Mike Riviera, 250 with an RBI, so he's coming around not too bad for getting called up and being a bench bat for the Bay Sox. And now we go to the pitching side for the Tides. So Gohara did get called up to AAA and has not been looking too good in 13 2/3. 8.56 ERA, 1.8 WHIP, showing that he is not quite ready to be up here. Aaron Brooks, 4-3, 3.23, 1.39. So he's doing what he needs to do to possibly get a call up into our rotation. David Hess, 6-4, 2.89, 1.18 WHIP. I might actually give him a call instead of Aaron Brooks. I want to see how Hess does. Seems like he's doing very well down here, so maybe he deserves an opportunity. Grayson, one of our top prospects, 3-4, 3.49, 1.17. Great whip, ERA a little bit high, but I mean, he's doing what he needs to be doing. Raul Alcantara, 6-5, 3.32, 1.48 whip. Good ERA. Not a great whip, but seems to be working out of it. Blaine Knight, 5-2, 3.23 ERA, 1.27 whip, so not shabby there at all for him. Chandler Shepard, 3-5, 3.41 with a 1.15 whip. He's looking pretty good. Evan Phillips, 2-1, 2.76, 1.4 whip. Okay, not bad at all. Brandon Klein, 1-2, 11.81, 2.25. The Tides manager needs to start putting him in. I mean, yeah, he's pitched 5 1/3, but can you give him a little bit more sample size? I mean, we're 3 months in there, bud. I mean, at least see what he's got. Sean Gilmartin, 2-1, 3.43, 1.14 whip. So I'm not ready to give up on him yet. Dylan Tate, 2-2, 3.9, 1.2. Okay, good, but not as good as what you were doing for us last year. Paul Fry, 0-1, 3.13, 1.17 whip. So he's looking really good. Maybe ready to get up into the majors. And Edebrey Ramos, 1-0, 4.5 ERA, 1.67 whip. With 16 out of 21 saves. So he has blown 5 saves, needs to clean that up a little bit. It's the walk still. As for the Bay Sox, who have kind of been just depleted completely, Brennan Hanafy, 1-2, 3.82 ERA, 1.47 whip. So actually not too bad for a guy that got called up. Zach Lothar, 0-2 with a 3.8 and a 1.64 whip. I mean, not getting wins, but the ERA is decent. The whip is decent, but not great. DL Hall, 4-6, 5.1 with a 1.45 whip. Kind of wanted to see if he was going to be in AAA next year, but with those numbers, it's probably not going to happen. Alex DeJesus, 1-1, 3.3, 1.47 whip. ERA is looking good. Whip, again, a little bit on the higher side that I want. Derek Switzer, 4-7, 2.45 ERA, 1.01 whip. How have you lost 7 games? Is our offense really that bad? But I mean, ERA is phenomenal, whip is phenomenal, but why are you losing 7 games already? Good Lord, Derek Switzer. All right, Reggie Heinrich, 2-2, 5.8, 1.47. Not great, probably not ready to start. Jimmy Yak, 1-2, 4.1, 1.65. Again, our bullpen down here not looking too great, but Cody Carroll is 3-0, 1.65, 1.13 whip. If I can get his overall up, I think he would be a very good pitcher. Ben Heller, 4-4, 3.42, 1.52. So not too bad. Nick Rumbelow, 3-2, 5.45, 1.5 whip. Nothing great, nothing to get excited about. Might not even have a job next year. Joey Gerber, 0-0, 4.3 ERA, 1.52 whip. Okay, I mean, not terrible, but could be better. Jose Mesa, 1-2, 4.76 with a 1.5 whip. Got to clean up that ERA. The whip is okay, but definitely got to clean up the ERA. And then Gordon Labine, 1-1, 1.78 ERA, 0.83 whip. He has saved 18 out of 20 games. This guy is really, really good. He should be in AAA next year. And now to take a look at some of those IL guys. So Orlando Bautista, who was hitting .231, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs in AAA. He did get called up from AA, but he's still out for 1 to 2 months, so he still has a little bit to go. Julio Teheran was 6-2, 3.43 ERA, 75 strikeouts. He was looking actually really, really good, but then ended up getting that torn groin. He's still out 1 to 2 months, and he's got 30 days on the 15-day IL still, so that's when we can expect him back. Josh Rogers, he got called up to AAA, immediately gets injured with a fractured wrist. He still has 35 days to go, so that's going to be a little bit of a blower for his season. Mookie Betts, we already know, is going to be out 5 to 6 more months, so that is now a season-ending injury. He will not be back even if we make a long playoff run. So our first season with Mookie did not turn out as well. Walker Jean, okay, looks like he's got 13 days, but he still has 1 to 2 weeks out, so he should be back very soon and probably get him into AAA and continue to improve on that 261 and 6 RBIs. Luis Ortiz still out 5 to 6 months, so he's going to be out for the rest of the season. 3-3, 3.51 ERA, 50 strikeouts, so he wasn't looking too bad for Bowie, but that really hurt. And then Brett Cumberland still has 1 to 2 months, 45 days, so 286 average, no home runs, 20 RBIs, but was looking pretty good as a catcher. So that is where we have run out of time. Remember, we got the All-Star game next month, and then if any of those games kind of tickle your fancy, just leave them in the comments. We'll discuss it, and maybe we will even showcase it for you. But we'll take a look at the All-Star voting next episode and see if any of the Orioles have made it and I mean, our ragtag team is continuing to push on even without our superstar. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I mean, hopefully he gets back, he's ready to go, and then we don't even have to worry about it. And I mean, if we can make the playoffs this year, then that would be great. If we don't, then shame on us. And I mean, we can kind of chalk it up to our injuries this year, because they have been many. It's insane how many times people are getting injured this year. A little bit crazy. Thanks, MLB, the show 20. Maybe I should go back to the show 19 so I don't have 4 trillion injuries constantly. But thanks again for watching, and as always, stay frosty, and I'll see you in the next episode. D.Knight, out.
They thought it was a game till I came back with that win overtime. I've been working, now I'm back at it again. Now we ain't finished, what you thought that was it?